you let everyone in. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Welcome to Morning HDH. Thank you all for joining. To start off, let's offer a greeting about our heavenly parents and true parents. 천진 참부모님께 경배, 바로. Today we'll read Family Pledge number 2, first in Korean, then in English. 2. 천일국 주행 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님을 모시어 전주 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 춘심, 세계에서는 성인, 전주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. Our family, the owner of Cheonilguk, pledges to represent and become central to heaven and earth by attending the heavenly parent and true parents. We pledge to perfect the dutiful family way of filial sons and daughters in our family, patriots in our nation, saints in the world, and divine sons and daughters in heaven and on earth by centering on true love. And now to open us up in prayer, I'd like to ask Kyoe Paka-san, do you mind opening us up in prayer?
Our loving heavenly parents and true parents, thank you so much, especially to mother. Been through so much difficult and sad and sorrow, but always just comfort having parents, exactly as a true father did, and for sure smile on us, having parents. I realize when we do have a toward the federal parity to toward the mother, and unite us to mother, and love to mother, that's exactly love you, and I love you, because true mother is substantially you, and true mother is everything for us, and we are glad she's still on the earth. And this special this time, we try we to love and unite with mother, her thinking and her thought. I will try to be searching and always our spiritual antenna open to what she's doing, and we can be with her. That means we can be with you, having parents. And thank you so much, and please keep her health and safe and a long life. I wanna be she to be visit all over the world, which she planted with the true father, and now do lots of seeds growing, and I want to see their fruits, what they did, what they become their fruits, and make her happy, and do so those happiness bring it to heaven when she go. So please keep her life longer, and we can make her happy. Thank you so much. I name Lari Kyoe Park Breast Center family, Ju.
Ju. Thank you, Kyoe-san, for It's a beautiful prayer. And with that, we're going to go into our breakouts now. So just take a moment to think about what you are grateful for this morning. Share with whoever you're with, and we'll be back here to share with everyone else. See you all soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you had a wonderful sharing in your breakout. I was with Tanimoto-san. I'd like to call on her, Anne Tanimoto, to share with us her reflection from her gratitude this morning. I think she's figuring out there we go. 聞こえますよ。はい。
It's okay?
はい。
Yes, thank you very much. Good morning, everyone. This is really for my challenge to share that by in English, but I try to do. My gratitude is yesterday we have a Sunday service with Pastor near Nukuma. She testified about that her Korean trip that recently. Then first time she said it's very difficult to travel to Korea, but she could overcome. Then she testified about that her situations because she believed in God, Heavenly Parent, and the true parents. So everything she said that it's no harm, no disaster, no trouble. Because of that, always true parents and heavenly parents and the true parents protect her. That's why so she could overcome. She used the verse of that Psalm 91. But that is, I felt really we have to think about those kind of always. If we have a trouble, many difficulty, but always we have to believe in that Heavenly Parent and the true parents. I have to realize again those one. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Tanimoto-san, for sharing with us your gratitude. Thank you. And we'll go straight into our morning hundoke. So let's prepare our hearts and mind to receive from our beloved true mother from her memoir.
Welcome to Mother of Peace, and God shall wipe away all tears from their eyes. A memoir by Hak Jahan Moon, a production of the Washington Times Global Media Group, narrated by Alison Hiroto. The witnessing journey was not a pleasure trip. It was a course filled with hardships. They had nothing but the clothes on their backs, and the residents of the villages were just as destitute. Nonetheless, these believers walked as many as 40 kilometers every day and night, and lit the fire of the Holy Spirit in every village they visited. My mother made the journey through Shinwiju and on to Gangye, arriving there on the 100th day of their pilgrimage. At that point, the witnessing team sought to cross the border with China into Manchuria, but this proved to be impossible, and they returned home. By the time they returned to Anju, Reverend Yi Yongdo had established a congregation called the New Jesus Church. My mother decided to join that church and invest in her revitalized life of faith. Reverend Yi Yongdo, formerly of the Methodist Church, was not a healthy man. He sometimes would vomit blood and collapse during revival meetings. He created the founding council of the New Jesus Church in Pyongyang, but before he could do more, he passed away at the young age of 33 in Wonsan. After his funeral, the New Jesus Church began again under the leadership of Reverend Lee Ho-bin. For 3 years, beginning in 1933, my grandmother and mother practiced their life of faith at the New Jesus Church in Anju. With the belief that she needed to be pure to receive the returning Lord, my mother repented tearfully every day. Then one day, she received a revelation from heaven. "Rejoice! If your baby is a boy, he will become the king of the universe, and if a girl, she will become the queen of the universe." She was sitting under a moonlit sky early in the spring of 1934, just 21 years of age. Although it was a revelation from heaven, her actual circumstances were not such that she could easily embrace such words. Nonetheless, she calmed her heart and accepted it serenely. "Whether you give me a son or a daughter," she replied to God, "I will consider the child to be as great as the universe, and will raise the child with care as heaven's prince or princess. I will completely dedicate my life for your will." A few days later, Reverend E. Ho Bin matched my mother to another member of his church, Han Sung-un, a young man of 26. On March 5th, Reverend E. officiated their marriage. After the marriage, Han Sung-un continued to work as a teacher, and my mother kept house while working hard for the church. My mother kept God's revelation about the child she was to bear in the forefront of her mind. She came to realize that even though the baby would be born into the world through her body, he or she was God's child more than it was hers. She believed that, just as a child was given unto Mother Mary, a child would be born unto her to govern the universe as God's begotten son or daughter. My mother read the Gospels from that viewpoint and determined that, unlike Mary, she would support her child's heavenly mission with body and soul. My grandmother and my mother believed that something great would take place in their church before long, but 3 years passed and nothing changed. At that time, my grandmother journeyed to Chosun in North Pyongan Province and participated in a gathering held by a women's spiritual sisterhood led by Mrs. Kim Song-do. There, she received much grace. She also learned that Kim Song-do was ministering even though her husband beat her every time she went to church. Mrs. Kim's followers, who were holding meetings in their homes, received the name the Holy Lord Church. Around 1936, my mother joined my grandmother on her journey to Chosun for the first time. As she met Kim Song-do, she knew that God was opening the next chapter in her life of faith. At this point, I will introduce my maternal uncle, Hong Soon-jong. He was not a part of my life in North Korea, but he later played a major role in determining my family's fortunes. He was my mother's younger brother and was very studious and attended Pyongyang Teachers Academy. Every year, he would travel a long distance to visit our family during the holidays. He took the Gyeongui line to Charyangwon Station, from which he had to walk for half a day. My mother was always overjoyed to meet her brother, who had come such a long way to see her. However, she was unable to enjoy much time chatting with him because of her witnessing work. Thanks to the active witnessing of its followers, the Holy Lord Church expanded from Chosun to Cheongju, Pyongyang, Haeju, Wosan, and even Seoul, opening more than 20 churches. In 1943, the Japanese police imprisoned Kim Song-do and 10 or so of her followers. They were released 3 months later, but Kim Song-do passed away in 1944 at the age of 61. My mother and grandmother, who had been attending her church in Chosun for 8 years, believing that they were about to restore the Garden of Eden, were at a loss. Together with all of the church members, they asked God, "Whom should we follow now?" This question weighed on everyone's hearts. Responding to the prayers of this flock seeking a shepherd, the Holy Spirit chose one among them, Mrs. He Ho Bin. Mrs. He had devotedly attended Kim Song-do and was well respected by the entire Holy Lord Church. God guided her to found a new church, which came to be known as the Inside the Womb Church, and gather followers. God taught her how to purify herself and also how to raise children after the Lord comes. Just as God had prepared for Jesus before he was born in the land of Israel, He Ho Bin made thorough preparations for the Lord of the Second Advent, who she firmly believed would be born in the land of Korea. In pursuit of this mission, 1 year later, He Ho Bin summoned my mother. We need to make sets of clothes for the Lord of the Second Advent, so that he will not be embarrassed when he appears in front of us. You should finish making a set of clothes before the end of each day. Every day Mother sewed for dear life, for she was making the Lord's clothes. While doing so, she thought to herself, I will have no regrets in my life if I can meet the Lord at his second advent before I die, even if only in a dream. As she sewed one day, she quietly dozed off. In her dream, she saw a robust man in the room, sitting to the east of her, with a small table in front of him, a headband around his head. He had been studying, but he turned to look at her. I am studying this hard, just to find you. Those words moved her to tears of gratitude and appreciation. She awoke from the dream and realized that this man was the returning Lord. In this way, long before she could meet him in the flesh, my mother had had profound spiritual communication with Father Moon, who came as the Lord at the Second Advent. That dream gave her confidence to persevere through the long and precipitous path of faith that separated the dream from the reality. During that interim, my grandmother and mother were focused with yearning and impatience for the Lord, the only begotten Son. They, along with the entire Christian world, were unaware of the providential plan for the advent of the only begotten daughter. Father Moon himself was the only one who understood this. As this illustrates, God unfolds the providence step by step, not disclosing the providence of restoration except to those who need to understand and who have set the conditions to do so.
Thank you for listening to Godable. Visit motherofpeacebook.com to purchase the complete audiobook. Godable is made possible by listeners like you. To donate, visit godable.org. Thank you.
All right, that was our morning Hundoke. And to share a brief reflection on it, I'd like to invite up our assistant pastor, Atushi Takino.
Good morning. Good morning, all brothers and sisters. Today, my reflection is this is the story of around the 1930s, between 1930 to 1940, before a true mother was born. But we know these church leaders' name and the church name in the true father's autobiography or life stories. But this is the true mother's life story. Then I felt how God was guiding grandmother and mother for preparing to meet the returning Lord through Father before true mother was born. And as I shared yesterday in the sermon, my question now, do I know the essence of true mother? Then when I read this true mother's memoir, very beginning, true father's title, the food is love. Food is love. But True Mother's beginning of the subtitle, chapter 1, is My Cherished Long Life Wish. And her memoir begins the story of her grandmother, Jo Won-mo, who joined the demonstration for Korean independence with demonym 1919. And her memoir was closing the same scene of demonstration for Korea independence. And I felt why beginning and end she chose this story, because this is her cherished long life wish to establish, liberate heavenly nation, liberate the Korea. So her grandmother and mother, Ju Won-mo and demonym were guiding her. I think the two things. One, how much they are waiting for the liberation of the nation of Korea. And that's connecting to the how much God was waiting for his nation. Like Israel, how much God was waiting for establish the God's nation as Israel after the Jacob 4,000 years. He was preparing God's nation to foundation of the Christ coming. The second point was they educate True Mother as a nanny. Demonym said, I am a nanny, and you are the daughter of God. Your father is God. Then he got a revelation. Demonym received a revelation like a Mary, Mother Mary of Jesus, and rejoice. If your baby is a boy, he will become the king of the universe. And if a girl, she will become the queen of the universe. That was when she was 21 years old. Demonym was before she married to True Mother's husband, True Mother's father. She already got this revelation, like a Mary. And she accepted it. Then she was matched to True Father's father, Han Song-un, by Reverend Lee Ho-bin, the New Jesus Church. So they took care of True Mother as begotten daughter of God. Then True Mother was born in 1943. So True Mother said she inherited the essence of their faith. So when we learn that the attitude or behavior of the grandmother and the demonym, we see what is a part of the essence of True Mother, her faith. This is my reflection today. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you, Takino-san, for your insight on this. And with that, now's our turn to think, to digest, and to share anything that came up for you during the Hundake. So we'll take the next 6 minutes to share with whoever you paired up with and to reflect. See you all soon. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I was with Mrs. Mayo and Masumi Russell. I'd like to call on Mrs. Mayo. If you could please unmute and share your thoughts. And yeah.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Morning.
Oh my God. I'm a little. Huh? Oh my God. What's happened?
I just don't want to show my.
Okay.
Just wanted to just
Yeah, that's reflection. All right. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Stopped the video. So, reflection is some. This morning, Mother's Memoir, the part of the very image, some kind of image come from to the two mothers and two fathers, how meet each other, how important to not only two fathers, also we need more understanding to the two mothers' heart and her background, grandmother and the mother's faith. Also, so many Christians and so many Johnson. That time is so many Johnson, but until meet two mother and two fathers, very important, and so many Johnson win this time is confusing. I'm sorry. Very important to the two mothers. The essence of the two mothers. Why we need a more important. The Christian is they waiting the second advent, but second advent is only Jesus come back again, but we need more understanding and more, the position of the mother, the kind of God's image, man, woman, the male and female, the position, the both. We need a both, not only advent of the second advent, and Jesus, not only Jesus. So today, some kind of image is coming up to the mother's memoir. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Mrs. Mao. Thank you. Insightful. Next, I would like to call on Masumi Russell. Masumi Russell, if you could please unmute and share with us.
Which contact? He starts with me, MS.
Yes, my reflection is two mothers, Temonim's life course, the preparation for two mother was so, she really first repent so deeply, seriously, and she always, in spite of their life course was so difficult, but their leaders passed away, and but still seeking heavenly parents so seriously. Each step, really, I could feel and seeking God's guidance every day. And through that, even Temonim met spiritually true father. Yes, I really would like to inherit that kind of spirit in our daily life. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Masumi-san. Thank you. All right, now for our announcements. If you'd like to offer opening prayer or a living testimony or musical offering, feel free to reach out to our Yasutaka. Yeah, he's here. He's supporting every time. I think his video's on. Maybe someday he'll share and you'll see him as MC next time. But yeah, please reach out to Yasutaka. And that about wraps it up. I'd like to call on, which I noticed today, we've had Japanese sisters share the whole time. So maybe we'll keep it Japanese. Hiroko-san, could you close out in prayer? Yes, Hiroi. Go ahead.
Now you can hear me.
We can hear you, yeah.
사랑하시는 하늘의 부모님, 전진 장군. 예수님, 효진님, 지님. 안녕하십니까? 감사합니다. 고맙습니다. 사랑해요. This gathering, so grateful. I really need to connect with each brothers and sisters artistically, not external relationship, rooted in a deep, deep heart of each other's heart. I really want this. I have been really looking for that for a long time. Dr. Yon planted reflection time, breakout room, and reflection, gratitude. All issues comes from our Heavenly Parents and True Parents. So New Jersey Church, Pastor Naokimi, centering on Naokimi and the rest Fred, Yas-san, all second generation are leading us, each one of us. I'm so grateful with that. I can learn the second generation young member, what they think, how they feel. We really wanted to learn. So thank you this opportunity. Always our Heavenly Parents and True Parents, especially True Mother, provides each one of us the need, what we need in our daily life. Always they provide each one of us. I really appreciate. I have a great gratitude for all brothers and sisters who share many things with me every morning. So grateful. Thank you so much, every parents and great True Parents. So each one of us start new day from now on, centering on mother's memoir and brothers and sisters, a deep heart and deep great attitude. I'm again thank you for this opportunity, this moment. I'm offering this report, Takahiro Hiroko Hiroi as Central West Family. Adieu.
Adieu, Hiroi-san. Thank you for such a beautiful prayer. And thank you all for joining us for today's morning Hundoke. Yeah, it's just great seeing you all every single morning. It's like a very close family, right? So with that, yeah, today is day 2. So it's the atmosphere, so the sky. So look up and share some appreciation for everything above us. Have a wonderful rest of your day, everyone. See you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Good morning,
Good to see you again.
calling.
Bye.
See you later.